I'm Young Buzz. Welcome back to the channel where we take a closer look at the lives of our favorite idols. Not just their stage presence, but also the human stories behind them. Today, we're diving into the world of 17's performance team leader, the one and only Hoshi. Or should I say, Kwon Soon-young, the man with endless energy, tiger eyes, and a personality that keeps fans hooked. Now, if you're a Carat, you already know Hoshi isn't just any dancer. He's the backbone of 17's performances. His stage name actually means star in Japanese, and honestly, it fits him perfectly. Because when he's on stage, he doesn't just dance, he shines. But let's backtrack for a second and talk about where he came from. Hoshi was born in Namyangju, Gyeonggi Province, South Korea, and he has an older sister. From a young age, he was already showing signs of discipline and talent. He's a black belt in Taekwondo and even became a champion. And that's where you start to see the foundation of who Hoshi is today. Someone who balances strength with artistry. Taekwondo is about power and control, and those traits clearly show in the way he leads 17's performance team. He spent 4 long years as a trainee before debuting, and I think that's why he carries so much passion and discipline. He even mentioned that one of the hardest times in his life was when his friends and family asked him when he was debuting, but he couldn't give them an answer because he didn't know himself. Imagine the pressure of waiting year after year, training every day, and still not being sure if your dream would ever come true. It's heartbreaking, but it's also what shaped Hoshi into the hardworking leader he is today. And when I say hardworking, I really mean it. The members themselves voted Hoshi, along with Woozi, as the most hardworking in the group. On top of that, he choreographs most of 17's routines. Let that sink in for a second. 17 is known for some of the most complex and synchronized choreographies in K-pop, and Hoshi has his hands all over that process. That level of dedication is insane. Here's a question for you guys. What's your favorite 17 choreography that Hoshi helped create? Personally, I think Don't Wanna Cry stands out because of its emotion and precision, but I want to know which performance sticks with you the most. Now let's talk about Hoshi's personality, because this guy is a mix of contradictions in the best way. On one hand, he's the mood maker. Along with Sungkwan and DK, he keeps everyone laughing, lifting spirits when times get tough. But on the other hand, he knows how to balance things. If the mood gets too chaotic, he actually quiets down and grounds the group again. That kind of emotional intelligence is rare, and it makes him not just a performer, but a true leader. And his members know it too. Skuz even said Hoshi has enough charisma to be a leader himself, which tells you how much respect he has inside the team. It's easy to underestimate someone who's always playful, but when it comes to crunch time, Hoshi's strength and leadership shine through. Another fun fact, Hoshi is lactose intolerant. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's tough because Korean cuisine has so many dishes and snacks with dairy hidden in them. Imagine loving food as much as he does, but having to navigate that limitation. But he doesn't let it get in his way. He's known for not being a picky eater and actually loves foods like kimchi fried rice, budae jjigae, soft tofu stew, and of course, Japanese dishes like hitsumabushi. He also has some hilarious hobbies. At one point, he liked vacuum packing vegetables just for convenience, and he collects bizarre photos of the members, especially DK. But he admitted he deleted most of them in case he lost his phone. Can you imagine the chaos if those photos leaked? I think Carats would go wild. Then there's his love for fashion. Hoshi is super interested in clothing, often looking up foreign collections online. And his go-to style includes oversized knitwear, rolled-up skinny pants, and those visible black socks. It's a balance that really matches his personality, quirky, stylish, and a little unexpected. But let's not forget where his inspiration comes from. Hoshi has openly said that he's a huge fan of SHINee, especially Taemin, who inspired him to pursue dancing. He also looks up to choreographer Keone Madrid, admiring how his dances are original and pull people in with the beat. That makes so much sense, because Hoshi himself is all about originality. His solo mixtape Spider was proof of that. It wasn't just a dance track, it was artistry, dark, sensual, and creative in ways that showed a whole different side of him. Now let's pause here for a discussion. Do you guys prefer Hoshi's playful, mood-making side or his intense, performance-driven side? I honestly can't choose because both are so authentically him. But I'd love to know where you stand. Another part of Hoshi's journey that really hits me is how much he sacrificed to get here. He started training seriously in middle school, inspired by Taemin, and from that moment on, his life became a cycle of dance practice, vocal lessons, and pushing himself harder every day. And what's so inspiring is that even when debut felt uncertain, even when frustration set in, he didn't give up. He stayed focused, and eventually, that persistence paid off. That's the kind of mindset that I think a lot of us can apply to our own lives. When something feels out of reach, maybe the only answer is to just keep moving forward step by step. And let's talk about Hoshi's charisma as a performer. His stage presence is undeniable. When he's on stage, you can feel that tiger energy radiating from him. Fun fact, his favorite animal is actually the tiger, and it's become almost like his symbol. Carats even associate him with that wild, powerful, but also playful energy. Isn't it interesting how his personality and his chosen symbol match so perfectly? Strong, fierce, but also approachable. Speaking of personality, did you know that his MBTI type has shifted over the years? At one point, he tested as INFP, and later his members labeled him as an INTJ. And honestly, I can see both sides. He has that creative, emotional INFP vibe, but also the determined, visionary mindset of an INTJ. What do you guys think? Which MBTI fits Hoshi better? Here's something else I love. Despite all the jokes, the fun, the quirky habits, when it comes to 17's performances, Hoshi is dead serious. He's the one making sure every move hits perfectly, every formation looks sharp, and the members keep improving. That's not just being a good dancer. That's being a leader, a choreographer, and a perfectionist all rolled into one. And yet, his members still voted him as the one with the most aegyo. That duality is so Hoshi, it's impossible to put him in just one box. Now let's not skip over his musical side. Hoshi isn't just a dancer, he's also a vocalist. His voice adds so much texture to 17's songs, and in subunits like Buseoksoon, he really gets to shine. Plus, his solo work like Spider proved that he can stand completely on his own as an artist. That track had such a unique concept, dark, stylish, hypnotic, and it showed us that Hoshi's creativity doesn't stop at choreography. He can build an entire world on stage. And then there's the softer side of his story. Did you know that Hoshi has no dating experience? His mom once told him to focus on his studies first and think about dating later in college. That's such a classic parent thing to say, but also it kind of explains why he pours so much of himself into his work. His ideal type is someone who's fragrant and likes him, which I think is so adorably simple compared to how intense he is on stage. Something else that stands out is how the members describe him as thoughtful and considerate. He's not just about fun and dancing, he really looks out for others. When spirits are low, he lifts them up. When the energy gets out of control, he brings balance. That awareness makes him the perfect performance team leader. Because let's be honest, being a leader isn't just about skills. It's about heart, empathy, and knowing when to step up or step back. For me, one of the most inspiring things about Hoshi is his belief in originality. He doesn't want to just follow trends. He wants to set them. And when you think about 17's performances, isn't that exactly what makes them stand out? They're not just technically sharp. They're unique, creative, and unforgettable. And so much of that comes from Hoshi's vision. Now, I want to turn this to you guys. If Hoshi were to release another solo project, what kind of concept would you like to see? Do you want something powerful like Spider? Or maybe something more playful and bright to show another side of him? Drop your ideas in the comments, because I think Carats have some of the best imaginations out there. And who knows, maybe one day Hoshi himself will stumble across your dream concept. To wrap this up, Hoshi is more than just the performance team leader. He's a star in every sense of the word. Hardworking, passionate, creative, and endlessly charismatic. His journey from a Taekwondo champion to one of K-pop's most respected performers shows what happens when you combine discipline with passion. And honestly, every time I watch him perform, I'm reminded that talent might get you noticed, but it's persistence and heart that keep you shining. All right, Buzz family, that's it for today's deep dive into Hoshi's life and journey. If you enjoyed this and want to see more idol stories like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. And of course, let me know in the comments what inspires you most about Hoshi, because I'll be reading every single one. This has been Anyang Buzz, signing off. Until next time, keep buzzing.